Yo, what's up, man? GoReacts back with another one. If you know me, you know that I rarely check out trending Twitter or Google Trends. I just feel like it's all harmful and distasteful and just it. Sometimes I read stuff that's trending and it just ruins my day. So I try to avoid that. But recently, I just couldn't avoid seeing this interracial couples slavery themed pre-wedding photo shoot. I mean, how the fuck? I mean, this just seems like somebody's just laying this up for me to react to. Uh, it just seems like sometimes when you got like the people people absolutely want me to say something about this, so I'm probably gonna have to say something about it. Is Black Twitter even still a thing? I don't really follow niggas like that. I mean, there's a couple of rappers and stuff and people that I know, of course, but for the most part, I don't really be following niggas. So I don't know. Like, to me, Black Twitter seems very like 2011, 2012. Like, that was popping back then. But this seems like one of those topics that Black Twitter would just fucking come in their pants over. So, okay, yeah, we got an article here from blackenterprise.com. The article is "The Internet Goes Off Over Interracial Couples Slavery Themed Pre-Wedding Photo Shoot." Guys, please excuse me if you can hear my neighbors mowing the lawn. I don't know why the fuck they're doing this so fucking early in the morning, but I don't have soundproof walls. But yeah, here we go. An interracial couple is making headlines for the unique pre-wedding photos, and it's not because the pictures stand out for their beauty or ambiance of where the photos were taken. In fact, the internet is having a field day. I haven't seen anybody talking about this. Slamming an engaged couple for the absurd idea to dress the black man as a slave and his white fiance as a plantation damsel in distress slave owner who seemingly has saved the big old Negro from a life of bondage. Okay, the first instinct from most people is likely outrage at something like this. Like, you're making light of a situation that was obviously very terrible and a terrible moment in American history, right? But I see it just a little bit differently. First of all, I have a couple of questions. Did they share these pictures on social media? They probably did, which caused the outrage. Yeah, this is symptomatic of what I call the social media disease, where people feel the need to overshare every small detail about their life. Now, I'm not saying that getting married is a small detail. What I'm saying is most people don't give a fuck that you're getting married. Strangers don't give a fuck that you are getting married. Right? Strange people on the internet couldn't give a fuck less. You send photos to your family, to your close friends, they care. We don't. We don't give a fuck. So that's number one. I'm trying to put myself in their heads, like what the fuck they thought they were doing with this, right? And I'm thinking it's some sort of fake woke black white collaboration on what that could mean, and it just turned out to be a fucking mess, right? Like, I'm trying to put myself in their head, in their shoes. Like, what were they trying to accomplish? Her white pussy freed him from slavery. The slaves were freed almost 250 to 300 years ago, something like that. It was a long time ago. I also think it plays into this sort of weird savior complex that white folks have. There's some white folks, not all, I'm not saying all. Some have this weird, we enslaved you, but we freed you too, right? And it took us to unlock that key. I don't know. It maybe plays into some of that kind of weird stuff if we're going that far back. All right, we're going to read some more of this article. Again, this is on blackenterprise.com. And the man's got shackles on to spice up the mood acting in the pictures! Exclamation point. Well, Black Twitter had time because niggas don't have jobs or do anything productive. And the memes say it all. Everyone has been stunned and taking a collective side trying to figure out who in the antebellum thought it was a good idea to take a slavery photo shoot ripe with a black man and a white woman dead in the middle of a sugarcane plantation, playing light on a dark, horrific part of history for the ancestors of many African Americans. You guys know me by now, and you know that I'm a huge, big-time pervert. So when I see this kind of shit, I go, man, don't you think that their sexual role play like it's some real freak ass kind of really freaky interesting stuff. Like it's like, yo, spare us the photos. Why don't you show us how you guys get down with your sexual role play? I'd love to see that. They're a pretty good looking couple too. Like, yo, to be honest, I would really, because it's all this, you know, yes, master, all that, that kind of stuff. Oh, man, they probably reenact that scene from 12 Years a Slave where she tells the guy, don't worry about reading. He's like, he probably is in there trying to read a book. He's like, what you don't need no reading. She puts that pussy on him. Oh my god, that is fucking great, man. Again, sometimes people like to reveal themselves to the public because this is definitely how they get down and it's how they get off, right? Some people have like mommy fetishes. Some people have like slavery fetishes, right? And we've talked about this already with the femdom stuff, and some people have, they want to be dominated, and that gets them off sexually. So they're trying to. It's almost like they're trying to get approval from everybody because they've been doing this in private, right? They've been doing this whole slave act. This is definitely how they have sex. There's not a question to that. But we're in the era of I need approval from the public about my weirdness, right? I can't just be weird behind closed doors. I can't be a fucking weirdo. I have to let people know that I'm weird. I like slavery role play in the bedroom, right? And I need people to kind of accept that this is the way I am. And I think that's another psychological thing that's going on here. And they could have just kept it behind closed doors. They could have kept all that shit that she sits on his face and fucking tells him that he's never gonna rise above and all this other shit, right? They get down like that, and he gets harder than he's ever fucking gotten because this is what gets him off. Is this kind of shit, right? So yeah, it's definitely they want approval for their freak shit. Okay, let's finish this article. In the middle of it, they talk about like some people who did some reactions and stuff like that. You can check that out on your own time. There is just so much to unpack here. One user said on Twitter, there were 3 people there, counting the photographer, and not one thought, should we not do this? Questioned, I don't really know who this person, Randy Kinman, and over 1,400 people hit the like button, and it's part 2, like there's more. I so want to be at the wedding when the minister asks if anybody objects. The memes took flight all night. Yeah, in the era of diet woke, right, we're in this kind of weird culture where it's like we want to fight for racism, but also we want to like say dumb shit about it and not really get the point of it so we can avoid talking about the real issues, right? So it's kind of like this, I still want to look good, but I don't want to jeopardize my job or jeopardize my... So I think in the era of that, pictures like these do well. They get likes because there are some idiots who probably thought that this couple was saying something profound with these photos. They weren't. They were trying to let people know, hey, we're fucking freaks. We do this fucking sexual role play behind closed doors. And we want people to know that we're weirdos. And hopefully you accept us because we felt really naughty when we've done some of these things. And we kind of just want to tell mom and dad that, hey, we're guilty about this and we want you to accept us anyway. And that's really what it was. It really wasn't some sort of mega statement on race.